You are watching an episode of Sinspired on The Faithful Sinners.
Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Sinspired. My name is Timothy Baker. You know, the book of Daniel is one of the places in Scripture where God doesn't whisper, He reveals, not softly, not symbolically, but with visions that shake kingdoms, humble kings, and remind us that heaven is not asleep. Today, faithful sinners, we're stepping into those visions, not to decode every symbol, but more to understand what God was saying to his people and what he's still saying to you and me today. So let's start with the statue of many metals that is outlined and explained in Daniel 2. Nebuchadnezzar dreams of a massive statue, and that statue has a head of gold, a chest of silver, thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet made of clay and iron. Then a stone not carved by human hands smashes it to dust. Well, that vision isn't about predicting empires like a fortune teller would. It's about reminding us that every human kingdom, every power structure, every giant in our lives stands on fragile feet, and the only kingdom that lasts is the one God builds. For us faithful sinners, this is really the first message. Don't worship the statue, worship the stone that smashed it. Next, let's take a closer look at the four beasts that are explained in Daniel 7. Daniel sees four beasts rising from the sea. It's a lion with eagle's wings, a bear raised on one side, a leopard with four wings, a terrifying beast with iron teeth. These aren't monsters that are meant to scare children. They are symbols of violent, chaotic human power. Daniel is watching the world as God sees it, not polished, not political, not sanitized. But then the vision shifts. The Ancient of Days takes his seat. The books are opened. Justice isn't delayed, it's scheduled. And the Son of Man receives a kingdom that will never pass away. So the message here is chaos is loud, but God is final. And in Daniel 8, he talks about the ram and the goat. Daniel sees a powerful ram charging west, north, and south until a goat comes from the west so fast its feet don't even touch the ground. The goat shatters the ram, rises in pride, and then collapses. This vision is about arrogance, national arrogance, personal arrogance, and spiritual arrogance. Every time someone says, I built this all by myself, the goat is born. And every time someone says, no one can stop me, the goat falls. So, faithful sinners, Daniel 8 reminds us that pride is undefeated in one thing: destroying the person who carries it. In Daniel 9, he talks about the 70 weeks. Daniel prays for mercy, and God responds with a timeline, not a countdown clock, but a promise. A period of struggle, rebuilding, conflict, and then an anointed one who brings true reconciliation. This vision is less about dates and more about God's patience. He doesn't rush redemption. He builds it brick by brick, heart by heart. So for us, God's timing isn't slow, it's precise. And in the final vision outlined in Daniel 10 through 12, Daniel sees angels battling, nations rising, kings falling, and a final moment when God's people shine like the brightness of the heavens. This vision is a reminder that spiritual warfare is very real. Unseen battles are constant, and heaven is actively involved in our human history. But the closing promise is simple: go your way, you will rest, and then at the end of the days, you will rise. Faithful sinners, God doesn't just show Daniel the future, he shows him the finish line. So, in closing, the visions of Daniel are not puzzles, they are perspective. And what they tell us is that earthly power, it's temporary. Chaos is not in charge, and pride destroys, while God's timing is intentional and heaven is fighting for you. Faithful sinners, when God pulls back the curtain, he's not trying to scare you. He's simply trying to steady you and me. Thank you very much for tuning in today. And if you have enjoyed this episode, please hit that subscribe button right now and follow, like, and share this episode with someone who may need a little encouragement or some direction today. And along with that, faithful sinners, we do not pretend to be perfect. We just simply try to be better than we were yesterday and sin better together. Thank you for tuning into this episode of The Faithful Sinners, and get more inspiration on our website, thefaithfulsinners.com.